चरणारविंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आज भी एक विशेष तिथि श्री नरोत्तम ठाकुर महाशय का आज आविर्भाव तिथि। माघी पूर्णिमाय जन्मिलेन नरोत्तम, ऐसा भी है। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु जब पद्मा तीर में गया था तब नरोत्तम नरोत्तम बोल के आवाज किया था। लेकिन किसी ने समझा नहीं इसका क्या रहस्य है। जब उनको माता अपना संतान को लेकर वहां स्नान किया, पद्मा से, तब उनका पुत्र का रंग बदल गया, श्याम वर्ण था एकदम उज्जवल गौर वर्ण हो गया। तो सब लोग अचंबा हुआ क्या है। तब तो विदों ने इसके बारे में कहते हैं महाप्रभु वही पद्मा में जो प्रेम संपुट तो रखा था, इन्होंने पद्मा में स्नान करके उसका अधिकारी बना। तो इनका संसार में रुचि नहीं था, संसार में रुचि नहीं था। इन्होंने अध्ययन के बाद संसार छोड़ के वो गया वृंदावन। तो कभी पैदल में चला नहीं, स्नान करने जाते थे ये भी पालकी में। जैसा भी हो, जब जाने लगा वृंदावन तरफ तो उनका पैर में छाला पड़ गया। कभी ऐसा नंगा पैर चला नहीं। तब उनको एक व्यक्ति ने गरम दूध दिया पीने के लिए। कोई दूध पीने से उनका पैर ठीक हो गया। कुछ ये नहीं, इसी माफिक उन्होंने वृंदावन जाके हाजिर हुआ और वहां जाकर जीव गोस्वामी का पास इन्होंने वैष्णव शास्त्र अध्ययन किया। उनका स्वाध्यायी था श्यामानंद श्रीनिवास। और वहीं ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा किया और जीव गोस्वामी का निर्देश से इन्होंने लोकनाथ गोस्वामी का शिष्यत्व स्वीकार किया। लोकनाथ गोस्वामी और भूगर्भ गोस्वामी ये सबसे पहले वृंदावन गया था। ये लोग वहां गया था। चैतन्य महाप्रभु ये लोगों को भेज दिया। उनका सन्यास इन्होंने दर्शन करेंगे नहीं, व दर्शन उनको देंगे नहीं, इस विचार से इनको भेज दिया था। वहीं वृंदावन में जाके देते। तो इन्होंने लोकनाथ गोस्वामी ने किसी को शिष्य करेंगे, जीव गोस्वामी निर्देश दिया उनसे शिष्यत्व स्वीकार करो। तो क्या करे, उन्होंने जहाँ इन्होंने सुबह सुबह पाठ्यकृत्य करने के लिए जाते थे, उस स्थान को, जंगल को झाड़ू से साफ करके मिट्टी को कपड़ा में छान के और आग देते थे लाइन करके। जहाँ भी हाथ लगाए वहाँ ही चिकना मट्टी मिल जाए। तो उन्होंने देख के हैरान रहा। कि किसने ऐसा किया। रात्रि जागरण करके उन्होंने देखा कि एक व्यक्ति ऐसा वहां कर रहा है। तो उनको पता, तुम कौन है? मैं नरोत्तम। तुम राजपुत्र है, तुम्हारा ऐसा काम है, क्या उद्देश्य है, किस कारण ऐसा कर रहा है? मैं आपको कृपा प्रार्थी हूं। तो ये संकल्प जो था, किसी को शिष्य से स्वीकार करेंगे नहीं, लेकिन उन्होंने मजबूर हुआ, इनको बोला स्नान करके आओ, तब उनको वो दिए। जहाँ पर उनको कृपा प्राप्त हुआ उस स्थान का नाम है खोदीर वन। लोकनाथ गोस्वामी उन्होंने कंठे में झोला में लेकर उनका आराध्य देव को घूमते थे। राधा विनोद ऐसा घूमते थे। अरे झोला ही उनका मंदिर है, उन्हीं में झोला के अंदर में स्वयं देते थे। जीव गोस्वामी ये लोग उनका ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा कराया, सब शास्त्र अध्ययन कराया। उसका बाद विश्व वैष्णव राजसभा से इनको उपाधि दिया। नरोत्तम को ठाकुर महाशय, श्रीनिवास को आचार्य और दुखी कृष्णदास को दिया श्यामानंद। इनका नाम था दुखी कृष्णदास। पिता माता को बच्चा होता था, मर जाता, इसलिए आखिर में नाम रखा है दुखी कृष्णदास। इन्होंने तीन को साथ जत साहब वैष्णव ग्रंथ इनका पेटी में भरकर संदूक में और बैल का गाड़ी में ये भेज दिया, जाओ बांग्लादेश में जाकर इनको प्रचार करो, ऐसा बोला। ये रात्रि जागरण करके आने लगा। इनका अध्यक्ष को बनाया श्रीनिवास को, जिनको उपाधि दिया था आचार्य। आते आते वन विष्णुपुर में एक ग्रंथ का पेटी चोरी हो गया। समझा था ये हिंदू राज है, यहाँ ग्रंथ का कोई नुकसान होगा नहीं, इसलिए ये लोग सो गया। और इनका पास हाथ गणिता था, ज्योतिष। एक गणना करके बताया तुम्हारा राजत्व से अनमोल प्रॉपर्टी जा रहा है। तो ये समझा ये धन रत्न होगा। एक ग्रंथों का पेटी को लूट लिया। और इन्होंने बोला था, कोई वहां का जो राजा था ब्रह्माधिकारी, उनका नाम था वीर हम्बीर। जब इसको मारना नहीं, तो सुबह उठ के देखा बेटी नहीं, इससे बड़ा दुखी हुआ। बड़ा दुखी हुआ तो श्रीनिवास वहां संकल्प लिया, मैं यहाँ रह जाता हूँ, ग्रंथ मिले तो अच्छा है, ना मिलने से यहाँ ही मैं अपना जीवन त्याग देंगे। नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास को एक सामानंद को भेजा, जो सुना है, जो सीखा है, इसी में ही जाके प्रचार करो। इनका भेजा उत्तर बंग में, और उन्होंने गया दक्षिण बंग में। इन्होंने गोलानहाटी सूर में पेशाब कीर्तन प्रचार करने लगा, बहुत प्रभाव हुआ। तो उस वक्त स्मार्त ब्राह्मणों ने, नरसिंह देव बोल के एक राजा था, भयानक पराक्रमशाली, उनको पास शिकायत किया, ये है कायस्थ का पुत्र, ये सबको ब्राह्मण आदि सबको शिष्य बना रहा है, आप इनको विचार कीजिए। तो इनका साथ विचार करने के लिए एक विद्वान भेजा। तो इन नरसिंह ठाकुर का शिष्य रामकृष्ण भट्टाचार्य और दूसरे का नाम है चक्रवर्ती। तो ये सब पान बिकने वाला, माटी का बर्तन बिकने वाला कुम्हार और करियाना दुकान करने वाला को भी वो ये किया। राम गंगा नारायण चक्रवर्ती, रामकृष्ण भट्टाचार्य आदि इनका शिष्य सब वहां किया। उनका साथ विचार करने वाला जो विद्वान, ये लोग जब आया यहाँ, तो एक कुम्हार भी शास्त्र सिद्धांत तो बोलने लगा और देव भाषा में बात करने लगा। जो पान का दुकान बनाता था तंबुली, वो भी ऐसे ही। तो देख करके विद्वान लोग भयभीत होकर चला गया। जहाँ पर तंबुली, कुम्हार, बेनिया सभी शास्त्र सिद्धांतों में पारंगत है, इनको साथ कैसे विचार करें। तो एक भाग्य चला गया। बाद में खूब प्रचार होने लगा। उनको एक व्यक्ति का धान का गोला में सांप है, कोई वहां जा नहीं सकता। तो नरोत्तम ठाकुर ने स्वप्नादिष्ट होकर वहां गया, बोला आपका धान का गोला मैं देखने चाहता हूँ। बोले यहाँ तो सांप है, यहाँ कैसे जाओगे? बोले हाँ मैं जाऊंगा। तो वहां जाकर 6 जुगल विग्रह मिला, गौरंगो वल्लभी कंसो ब्रजमो, ऐसा 6 जुगल विग्रह मिला। अभी जब विग्रह मिला तो इनको क्या करना है? तो उस वक्त जन्नवा माता एक गौड़ीय वैष्णव का प्रधान नित्यानंद सुखी, तो उनको आज्ञा लेने के लिए गया क्या करना चाहिए। तो इनको विग्रह को प्रतिष्ठा होगा नहीं, स्वयं प्रकाशित विग्रह, इनको प्रतिष्ठा नहीं होना चाहिए। श्रीनिवास इनको अभिषेक करेगा और समानंद और नरोत्तम एक कीर्तन करेगा। और कोई जन्नव माता इन्होंने सेवा का जिम्मेवारी लिया। खूब कीर्तन होने लगा, अभिषेक हुआ। उस वक्त जन्नवा माता और ठाकुर जी को पूरी दे दी थी। तो उनका पुत्र कौन है? वीरभद्र। वीरभद्र वहां गया तो सिर पे कपड़ा रखना था। जब कपड़ा रखना था, दोनों हाथ उसमें व्यस्त है, एक तीसरी हाथ निकाल कर वो सिर पे ढक्कन दे दिया। ये देखकर वीरचंद्र प्रभु व वीरभद्र इन्होंने उनका शिष्यत्व स्वीकार किया। खेतुरी महोत्सव प्रसिद्ध महोत्सव, ऐसा पका हुआ सामान रखने के लिए एक तालाब है। इसमें भी उत्सव हुआ। उत्सव का बाद श्रीनिवास आचार्य वो वृंदावन जाना है। इधर एक था वहां गोविंद दास, जिन्होंने रामचंद्र कविराज का कनिष्ठ भ्राता। इन्होंने था सख्त और इनका ऐसा बीमार है और जिंदा रहने का लिए कोई संभावना नहीं। जब नहीं है तब उन्होंने इच्छा किया रामचंद्र ने, ये अंत में नारायण का स्मृति हो। शास्त्र में विधि है, अंते नारायण स्मृति। नारायण स्मृति ना होने से मंगल होता है। तब इस नरोत्तम ठाकुर को बोला, आप परम वैष्णव, आप इनको लिए एक विधान दीजिए, क्या करें। तो श्रीनिवास को ला करके वहाँ भागवत कराया। भागवत सुनने के बाद उनका मुख से निकाल दिया, भज हो रे मनो श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणारविंद। दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सस तरह ये भव सिंधु रे। ऐसा कीर्तन किया, ये वैष्णव बना। और श्रीनिवास वहां से चला गया वृंदावन। श्रीनिवास का श्रीपाठ वहां है वृंदावन में। गोपीनाथ गौड़िया जाते वक्त रास्ता में आता है। अभी नरोत्तम ठाकुर श्रीनिवास का विरह में खूब चिंतित हो गए। उस वक्त उनका मुख से 2 ग्रंथ अभिभूत हुआ, प्रार्थना प्रेम भक्ति चंद्रिका, जिसका पब्लिकेशन गीता का बाद ही है। इतना पब्लिकेशन हुआ। विरह में ऐसा ही होता है। नरोत्तम ठाकुर वहां खूब प्रचार किया तो सब लोग उनका विरुद्ध हुआ। नरोत्तम ठाकुर ने बात बोलना बंद कर दिया। तो पाखंडी लोग बोलने लगा, ये ब्राह्मण को शिष्य करने लगा, इसीलिए इनका जुबान बंद हो गया। गंभीरा मुर्शिदाबाद का हुआ शिष्य का बाड़ी में। तो वहां इन्होंने शरीर मैंने कोई बात होते नहीं। तब पाखंडी लोग बोलने लगा, ये ब्राह्मण आदि को शिष्य किया, इसीलिए उनका ऐसा हुआ। तो उनका शिष्य लोग गंगानारायण चक्रवर्ती, रामकृष्ण भट्टाचार्य आदि। तो प्रभु जीव का उद्धार करने के लिए आपका आविर्भाव, और आपका चरणों में अपराध करके ये लोग नरकगामी होगा, ये आप चाहते हैं। तब उन्होंने जो जुबान बंद करके मौन हो गया था, उन्होंने शुरू किया कीर्तन। जब कीर्तन शुरू किया, जो पाखंडी इनको विरोध करता था, ये भी शिष्य हुआ। आखिर में इनका अलौकिक हुआ। गंगा में स्नान करने के लिए गया और उन्होंने बोला हमारा शरीर को मर्दन करो। मर्दन किया तो दूध की धारा बन के वो चला गया। अब बोलो, नहीं तो दे दो।
Today is also a very auspicious day, the day of Srila Narottam Das Thakur's Avirbhav Tithi, appearance day. Does not matter wherever Srila Maharaj stays. On the day of disappearance or appearance of a Vaishnava, Srila Maharaj always speaks about them. And he mentions always that whenever Tithi comes, if one does not observe it, then it is considered offense. Again, Srila Maharaj mentions that what is the best way of remembering them, what is the best way of serving them on these tithis. is to glorify them, is to remember them, contemplate on their conduct and teachings. So in this way, Srila Maharaj observes each and every Vaishnav's Avirbhav or Tirobhav Tithi, whatever is been mentioned in Vaishnav calendar. Sometimes we forget to see the calendar or come to know, but Srila Maharaj, he is having this habit that practically every day, early in the morning, after getting up, the first thing he sees is diary in which there is Vaishnav calendar. And whatever tithi is there, he always, whoever comes in the morning to him, he reminds them that what is today, as well as he definitely speaks about that particular personality in the evening also. So, today Srila Maharaj, he mentioned that how Srila Narottam Das Thakur, when he appeared on the bank of Padma river. That was the river where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited when he was performing his pastime to going from one place to another place. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached on the banks of Padma river, at that time he called loudly this name Narottam, Narottam, Narottam many times, and the devotees who were around him, they were unable to understand that we never saw him chanting this name Narottam, Narottam, but why he is chanting this. Nobody was able to make it up that why he is chanting this name. When Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he appeared in this world, and when his mother, she took him to take bath in that Padma river, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, when he appeared, when he took birth, his complexion was Shyam, like Krishna's complexion, dark cloud complexion. But when his mother, she took him to Padma river and took bath, at that time what happened, that the bodily complexion of Srila Narottam Das Thakur turned into Ujjwal Gaur Varna, very like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His complexion completely changed. He appeared like molten gold. Everybody was astonished to see that what had happened to the boy. Just after dipping into this water once only, what happened to him? Most of the people were unable to understand it. But then Srila Maharaj used one word. Those who were Tattva Vidu, not Tattva Jnani, means those who speak about Tattva only, not those people. Tattva Vidu, those who are having real realization of Tattva, they were able to understand very clearly that this is the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he kept the prema, he kept Krishna prem in a chest and dripped it, kept it in Padma river, asked Padma, the embodiment of that river, that you can keep this chest very safely. When Narottam will come and take bath in this river, you must hand over this particular thing, but I am keeping with you, to him. So in this way, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he was been gifted with this special prema by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy, handed over to him through this Padma river, embodiment of that Padma river. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, from his very childhood, he was not interested in anything of this material world. As soon as he completed his study, he left his house, travelled for Vrindavan, came to Vrindavan, took complete shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Learned from him many Vaishnava scriptures. At that time his companions were Srila Shyamananda Prabhu as well as Srila Srinivasacharya Prabhu. Three of them all together they learned scriptures from Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. And then Srila Jiva Goswami Pada, he recommended him that you take shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Loknath Goswami. He at that time Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad already disappeared from this world. That's why Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he was being advised by or recommended or ordered by Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. By Srila Jiva Goswami Pada to go and take shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Loknath Goswami. Even though Srila Loknath Goswami, he had taken a vow that he will never initiate anybody. And even though Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he was being sent by Srila Jiva Goswami Pada, but still Srila Loknath Goswami denied. He did not want to accept him as his disciple. But Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he determined in his heart that I will definitely accept, I will definitely act in such a way that Srila Loknath Goswami will definitely become merciful to me. What he started doing, started thinking that how I can serve this personality. And then he found a way that there was a place where Srila Loknath Goswami used to do his morning activities like passing stool, taking bath in nearby. Srila Narottam Das Thakur found that here is an opportunity to serve him. What he did, he started going to that place where Srila Loknath Goswami used to go for these activities. He started cleaning that place with his own hands. Srila Maharaj mentioned earlier that Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he took birth in such a royal family that he never ever walked on the earth even. He was always been brought from one place to another place on a palanquin. Even for taking bath from his house to Padma river, he was always been carried on the palanquin. But that same person, he walked all the way from his place, his birthplace to Vrindavan. His feet was having sores, blisters, whatever you call it. So that was there in his feet. But still he came to Vrindavan. At one place, somebody gave him hot milk to drink, and miraculously what happened? By drinking that milk itself, all the sore from his feet gone away, and his tiredness also completely gone away. So that same person, what he started doing, he started cleaning that place where Srila Loknath Goswami, he used to pass. Not only in a very small area, in a very big area, practically every day, in the dead of the night, he used to clean, so that wherever Loknath Goswami will go nearby, he will find that every place is clean. All the place is clean. Not only that, with so much love and affection in his heart, he used to take the dust from that place. What he used to do, he used to clean it with his cloth. The cloth he used to have was very it's like a strainer. He used to strain that, and if some small pebbles, stones are there, anything is there, he used to take that away and throw out. And wherever Srila Loknath Goswami will take even this dust for cleaning his hands, everywhere it will be also very soft, without any little stone even. So in this way, he started serving. After many years, because Srila Loknath Goswami, he used to use that dust also, used to go to that place, but never noticed, because he was always absorbed in different world. He was not in this world. That's why he never even noticed this thing. But one day, when he was in little external consciousness, because all his activities he used to perform like a habit, but never ever having external consciousness even in all these things. And one time when he was in fully external consciousness, then he noticed that, oh, I visit so many places in the daytime also, but not all the places are like so clean like this. And the dust of each and every place is also not like this. Then he started thinking that it must be that somebody is cleaning at this place. And then for days he was trying to look that who comes and cleans that place, but he was unable to find that. Then one night he also, like, because in the daytime many days he don't find anybody. So one time it happened that he kept like in a hidden place and wanted to see that maybe somebody comes in the night time. So when he saw Srila Narottam Das Thakur doing this, he was unable to recognize him even in the dead of night. He asked him that who you are. At that time he mentioned that, oh, your servant Narottam. And then he said that, oh, what you are doing? You are the son of a king. You are a prince. And now, in what kind of activity you are engaged in? What is your purpose behind this service? At that time, Srila Narottam Das Thakur mentioned only your mercy, nothing else. So Srila Loknath Goswami's heart completely melted. And he asked Narottam Das Thakur that, okay, early in the morning go and take bath and then come to me. I will give you mantra. So at this point Srila Maharaj mentions sometime. He gives Narottam Das Thakur's example as well as the example of Shabari from Ram Leela. That Shabari and Narottam Das Thakur, they did not ask that, oh Prabhu, please bless me, please bless me. They did not ask, but they acted in such a way that their Guru, he blessed them. Shabari, she was not even she never ever asked, and she never served her Guru Matanga Muni with a desire even to, like, okay, I have to serve this great personality and he will be merciful to me. Not even with that. Just by seeing that one old person is there, I am collecting woods all the time. I can collect some woods for him also, leave some woods so that he can use it in the night for keeping his body hot, warm. So in this way she used to do. And after some time, her Guru Matangu Muni asked that, oh, my dear daughter, you are doing every day this seva for me. I have nothing to give you, but I also want to give you something. Why? Because sadhus, they never ever become indebted to somebody. If somebody does something for them, they definitely give more than that in reward. So that's why you come in the morning, I will give you something. Then next morning he blessed Shabari with this Ram mantra and blessed her that, oh, I don't know when I will leave this world, but you must chant this mantra all the time. And the day will come when Lord Ram personally come and give you darshan. So in the same way, Srila Narottam Das Thakur also served, but never asked for mercy. Srila Maharaj says that even if you ask for mercy, even though a sadhu may say, yes, my blessings are with you, but if in reality you don't serve that personality, then that like you are asking and his giving blessings is only external, it never becomes fruitful. It becomes fruitful only at that time when you serve that particular personality with your heart. Then and only then this particular thing becomes fruitful. So in this way Srila Maharaj gives teaching for this. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that how Srila Jiva Goswami also became very much pleased with Srila Narottam Das Thakur's conduct. He also awarded him as well as Srila Shyamananda Prabhu as well as Srila Srinivasacharya Prabhu with a title. Narottam Das, he was having this name Narottam Das. But this Thakur was the Upadhi, the designation, the Ashirvad, blessing was given by Srila Jiva Goswami Pada because of his wonderful conduct. Srinivasacharya, his name was Srinivas Das. But this Srinivas Acharya was a designation given by Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Shyamananda Das, he got this designation as Prabhu. That's why three of them from that time was known as Shyamananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur. So in this way they received the mercy of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad also. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that how on the order of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, three of them, they took almost all the scriptures written by Goswamis and they received the order that they can go and preach these scriptures everywhere, especially in Bengal, Bangladesh. At that time it was not divided. Bangladesh now is a separate country, but this was a big place. So they got order to go and preach these books. Somehow the books got stolen in one place, and then Srinivasacharya stayed back and asked Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamananda Prabhu that it is my request that both of you can go forward and preach whatever we have heard from Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, learned from other Goswamis. In the form of kirtan, in the form of katha, you can go and distribute that. But I will stay back unless and until I get the books back. Otherwise, I will leave my body here. So on the order of Srila Srinivasacharya, Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamananda Prabhu, they travelled into different destinations for preaching the mission of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada. Whatever they learned from him and the order they received. So in this way they were preaching. At one place, Srila Narottam Das Thakur found 6 yugal, means 6 deities of Radha and Krishna. Lord appeared in front of him, manifested himself. When Srila Narottam Das Thakur found those deities, he requested many devotees, informing them, like Srila Jahanava Thakurani, as well as Srinivasacharya Prabhu, Shyamananda Prabhu. All these devotees he informed and requested that, oh, what is my duty? I received all these deities. Then Sri Jahanava Thakurani, who was superior than all other devotees at that time, she ordered that there is no need to install these deities. These deities are not ordinary deities that, oh, somebody gave order and then made the deities and then we have to install the deities. These deities manifested in front of you mercifully. That's why there is no need to install them. But what we do, we can only do abhishek and then offer wonderful offerings. In this way, invite all the Vaishnavas, speak about the glories of Radha and Krishna. In this way, on the order of Sri Jahanava Thakurani, following her footsteps completely, not making any independent decision, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, whatever order came from the authority, he accepted, followed that, and the kind of Mahotsav which was being held at that time, even up to now, all the Vaishnavas glorify that that kind of festival was never ever happened before and can never happen in the future. Why? Because it was such a big festival which was being arranged by Srila Narottam Das Thakur under the guidance of these superiors, that Srila Janua Thakurani, she cooked so much so that for each and every preparation there was a pond to keep, can say like if they have to cook dal, there was a pond of dal. Rice, there was a pond of rice in which all the rice were being kept and distributed. So in this way such a big festival was being arranged by Srila Narottam Das Thakur on this at that place. This is known as Kheturi Mahotsav, which is very famous in the scriptures. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that how Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he was always accompanying the Vaishnavas. He kept Sri Ramchandra Kaviraj with him all the time, who was the disciple of Srinivasacharya Prabhu. Never ever stayed alone without the company of Vaishnavas. He always kept himself in the company of Vaishnavas. One time it happened so that Srinivasacharya Prabhu, Sri Ramchandra Kaviraj, he asked Narottam Das Thakur that my brother Govinda Kaviraj, he is Shakta, the worshipper of Durga Shakti. I want that he can become Vaishnava. Why? Because he is about to leave his body anytime. He can disappear from this world. And it is well known that if somebody don't take complete shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu, what happens? He never meets with good destination. So in this way, oh Prabhu, can you please come with me? Can you please make him hear something from Bhagavad, something about Lord Krishna, so that he can understand and then start worshipping Krishna. But Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he denied. He said, I am not such kind of Vaishnava. For these kind of things, if changing the heart of somebody, really implanting the seed of bhakti, somebody special is required. So you can please request your Gurudev, Srila Srinivasacharya Prabhu, that he can come with us. I can go, I can accompany him, but he can come. If he will do something, if he desires, he accepts your proposal, then that is possible. In this way, Srila Narottam Das Thakur again established one special truth. He took Srinivasacharya Prabhu over at that place, and then Srinivasacharya Prabhu gave some special blessings in the form of his Harikatha, and by his mercy, this Govinda Kaviraj turned from Shakta to Vaishnava. And then finally he wrote a kirtan, Bhajahu Reman Srinanda Nandan Abhay Charanar Vindare, that he also requested his mind that, oh my mind, please take complete shelter at the lotus feet of that Krishna who is the source, who can award fearlessness. So in this way, by the mercy of Srila Srinivasacharya Prabhu, as well as by the proper approach of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, this particular pastime happened. I think already spoken. Teaching is that how Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he said, I am not such a Vaishnava that by whose association your brother will turn. But if Srinivasacharya Prabhu can go, he is such a special devotee that by his mercy it is possible. Not it may not be possible for me to do that. So in this way he established this truth. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned, Prabhu, for me it is very clear that I am speaking what is the teaching. Is clear? Everybody understands what we are speaking? Yes? Srinivasacharya was, Narottam Das Thakur accepted him like Ami to Vaishnav e buddhi hoile amani na habo ami. If somebody considers that I have become Vaishnav and I can change someone's heart, then it is not proper. This is what Srila Narottam Das Thakur wrote in his Kirtans as well as he followed throughout his life. Then Srila Maharaj mentions that how Srinivasacharya Prabhu took this Ramchandra Kaviraj with him to Vrindavan. And Srila Narottam Das Thakur, because he was mostly staying with Ramchandra Kaviraj, he felt so much separation from him. Even though he was like his disciple, but still he was having so much appreciation for him that he did not consider that, oh, even though he came in this line of Gaudiya Vaishnavas after me, I am very senior, he is very junior, not with this concept, but because by seeing his conduct he was so much appreciative that when Ramchandra Kaviraj he left for Vrindavan, Srila Narottam Das Thakur felt so much separation so that two books in the form of, like so many kirtans in the form of Virha appeared, and the names of those books are this Prarthana and Prem Bhakti Chandrika. In these kirtans, Srila Maharaj mentions two special things all the time. One thing is that he says that Ramchandra Sangha Mange Narottama Dasu. Does not matter, a Vaishnava is senior to you, a Vaishnava is junior to you. But if he is really performing pure bhajan, then he is the one with whom we want to associate. And then second thing Srila Maharaj mentions that in one of his kirtan, the first kirtan of Prarthana, he mentions that Ar kabe nitai chandir karuna haive samsara vasana mor kabe tuchha have vishay chadiya kabe shuddha have man kabe ham herabo Shri Vrindavan. That even though Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he lived for many years in Braj, he was studying over there under the guidance of Jiva Goswami. He received the mercy of Srila Loknath Goswami over there. But still, now, after many years, he is praying that, oh, when I will be able to see Vrindavan. Why? Srila Maharaj mentions that through this kirtan, he imparts a very special teaching that just by physically merely staying in Braj is not considered that one is able to see Braj. Srila Maharaj mentions that, oh, just by getting a ticket from somewhere, paying a money and then traveling and going to Vrindavan, don't think that you reach in Vrindavan. Don't think that you are able to see Vrindavan. Vrindavan covers itself with the shield of Maya. You may see it, but you can never ever taste the transcendental taste of it. Srila Maharaj gives a very simple example. You can say like you are having a tub, a container full of rabdi, but if it is covered with a transparent sheet, you may be able to see it, but does not matter how much you lick, you will never get the taste. So in the same way, Srila Maharaj mentions that Narottam Das Thakur, through this kirtan, what teaching he is giving us, that oh, merely physically going in Braj is not considered Braj. But when by the mercy of pure Vaishnavas, somebody imbibes the mood of Braj in their heart, then and only then their visit is considered successful. For this he gives the example of Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami also, a personality who never physically visited Braj. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu announced in front of Srivas Pandit as well as in front of many other devotees, A Swarup Damodar Hai Shuddha Brajvasi. This Swarup Damodar is pure Brajvasi. Why? Because he is always in the mood of Braj and always associates with those devotees, those who are having the mood of Braj. Those who want to serve Krishna with that mood. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that how Narottam Das Thakur, he established a very special teaching of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line. And what was that? That even though he took birth in a family which was not Brahmin family, but he accepted the complete teachings of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada, the teachings of Mahaprabhu through Jiva Goswami Pada, the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami. That's why he was able to write Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mora Sampada, and all the kirtans in Prarthana and Prem Bhakti Chandrika. So all these teachings which he was receiving, he practically established also in this world. At that time Brahmanism was very prominent, but still he initiated anybody and everybody whoever came close to him and wanted to accept the pure teachings of Mahaprabhu. He did not consider that, oh, because I took birth in any non-Brahmin family, I cannot initiate Brahmins. No, he initiated. And the people of that time, even they got upset with him. They were against him. They wanted to have debate with him. But still, some of his followers, even in their simple conversation, they defeated all those opponents. And in this way, the superiority of Narottam Das Thakur, truth was being established. That's why Srila Maharaj, before some days, when he was giving explanation of this Srila Prabhupada Dashakam, written by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Sujanar Budharadita Pada Yugam. In that kirtan, he was mentioning that Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj has written that Kaviraj Narottam Sakhya Padam. That, oh, you are, oh Srila Prabhupada, you are on the same platform. Sakhya Bhav you are having for Kaviraj Goswami and Narottam Das Thakur. Why? This was being used for Srila Prabhupada. Because the truth which Srila Narottam Das Thakur established, the same kind of truths were being established by Srila Prabhupada also. And the opposition, whatever came from other Brahmins, they did not care for it. Instead, established the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Narottam Das Thakur, one time he manifested his sickness pastime. What kind of sickness pastime? That he stopped speaking completely. Absorbed in some other leela. He stopped speaking. What happened at that time, these opponents, they started claiming, announcing everywhere that, oh, because he was a biggest offender, he was giving even initiation to the Brahmins, that's why he is suffering now. This situation has come. Then the disciples of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Ganga Narayan Chakravarti and others, they fell at his lotus feet, requested him that, oh Prabhu, you are manifesting a very special pastime. Even though you are absorbed in another world, transcendental world, but these people, by criticizing you, they will meet with great inauspiciousness. Then we request you that for their well-being, you can do something. By hearing these prayers, these pleas, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, again he manifested a pastime of a externally also very healthy person. And again started performing kirtan, preaching everywhere. By this, all the opponents, most of the opponents, they also came and took shelter at his lotus feet, asked for their forgiveness. And one day when Srila Narottam Das Thakur was in the procession, in the kirtan he was going, when they reached on the bank of a river, at that time Srila Narottam Das Thakur asked his disciples, the devotees, that I want to take bath in this river. But before I take bath, I want that you can rub my body, massage or do something like that. As soon as they started doing this, what happened? That his body, which was full of transcendental prema given by Padma river, which was being kept by Mahaprabhu, that same thing, what happened, his body became like the stream of milk. and then that stream of milk mixed into that river. Nobody was able to kept even a little bit of his body. So in this way, Srila Narottam Das Thakur manifested his disappearance pastime. So I think Srila Maharaj is ready and it's late.
এখানে রাখা আছে একটা মালপোয়া আছে একটা ওই প্রভু হালুয়া দেবে এই প্রভুটা মালপোয়া নিয়ে এসেছে রাধাকান্ত প্রভু
So in this way,